Okay, it's time for a new vlog, as it's the beginning of a new month, obviously with it being February the 2nd of here in the UK. And it's been quite an active, well, the previous month it's been, which is January, it's been kind of being hectic and busy. Obviously coming off from it being the new year, and prior to that Christmas, I've had there's been a lot of things kind of going on to do with my health, so some of the newer things that I wanted to do, or some of the other things that I've wanted to do, like playthroughs of certain demos or certain games, I've had to hold back on that. Obviously due to obviously personal real life situations coming into play. But so demos such as the Prince of Persia game, and there's one or two other games that I haven't done yet with the demos. And I will, although I'll be a bit late to the party, I will be doing demos of those games, so keep an eye out for those, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitch, but it'll be on both platforms anyway. I just finished off Resident Evil 4 HD a couple of days ago on Twitch, so including this part, which I haven't uploaded yet, with the finale, it will be 15 parts. And all I can say is that not so much the last boss was, fairly straightforward to deal with, but obviously you can tell with the controls of Resident Evil 4, of our classic game, one of my favourite Resident Evil games of all time, especially when it appeared on the GameCube and then obviously the Wii edition. You can tell that the controls have aged a little bit in terms of being able to dodge or parry or to parry someone's attacks, which I think the newer Resident Evil remake does do. So, but yeah, I managed to finish that. One of the pain in the arse things I thought about the game was the last part when you get onto the jet ski thing. Oh god, and that was a complete pain because you basically have to race against the tide away while the island's about to explode. And then it tells you on the left stick to push forward to go fast, and you have to dodge. And what's ahead of you, like these rocks falling, and that took quite a few goals to sit there and do that. Probably I know that as obviously getting older, my reflexes have slowed down a little and stuff, but it was a pain in the backside. But eventually I did manage to do it and completed that. Now there's some other extra stuff in there, like Ada's assignments on there. Now one of them I've done but not streamed, where you basically see the Leon story from her perspective, and I have played it before in my own time. And I think there's another assignment that she has, and those two playthroughs with Ada, I will do at a later time, or in the future. I thought I'd give Resident Evil 4 HD a bit of a break and then maybe come back to it. Similar thing with Resident Evil 7, where obviously there was DLC for that game, and I did a playthrough of Resident Evil 7, and the DLC that was available on the game, which especially if you got Resident Evil 7 Gold, which had all the DLC included. I've done off camera but not streamed it, but I'll get back to that pardon me, at some point. I did mention on the previous vlog that I did buy just before Christmas, I did buy Resident Evil 5 HD and Resident Evil 6 HD as well, and I will be streaming them sometime in the future as well. But it's going to take some practice in doing those games. Obviously, I want to do the game where I'm competent at doing a good, decent playthrough of it, not necessarily playing the game flawlessly. But with games like Resident Evil 4, Assassin's Creed 2, I can play those games with the back of my with my eyes closed. But Resident Evil 5, I'm good at the game, but not as good as I am with Resident Evil 4, because the amount of times I've played Resident Evil 4 in the past, so it's going to take a bit of practice. So once I feel like I'm competent enough to, know what I'm doing, and also I know certain things that you can upgrade, because I know the system in which you organise your weapons are a little bit different, or they're a lot different from how I done Resident Evil 4. I will do a playthrough of that. Similar thing to with Resident Evil 6 HD, where obviously you can pick the different characters and who you play with in terms of the chapters. So I need to practice that as well. And once again, as I said before, once I get a little bit more competent in doing what I'm doing, then you'll see playthroughs of those particular games. It's not going to be a walkthrough, because I'm not well, even though I'm again competent at playing, I'm not a Resident Evil expert. So look forward to those games. Just for Christmas again, beginning of December, I had Game Pass, and I was playing Forza Motorsport, which I actually really did enjoy. The graphics look really great. Although, you know, you would benefit from, in terms of the level of detail, if you have a 4K, speaking ahead of myself, a 4K TV. Obviously, mine's only 1080p at the moment. Really enjoyed that game. The only thing I would say is that the AI is so much harder than the last Motorsport game that I've played in the series. But I found that once I got the hang of the controls and obviously the tracks, and know how the AI kind of behaved, and obviously upgrading your cars as you go along, that I managed to persevere with the game. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So whether in the future I buy the game later along down the line, or I get Game Pass back later on down the line, I will go back to playing that game. I did play Starfield. What I will say about the game is that the level of detail to the graphics look absolutely fantastic. I did love the exploration that you would do on certain planets. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Mass Effect, and then obviously the shooting controls. Again, it took me a while to get the hang of the controls in terms of was it controlling your ship, or setting, preparing a flight to fly to different galaxies or planets. And obviously there's a way of fast traveling and a way of doing it. It took me a while to get used to it, but once I got used to the controls in terms of what you had to do, you know, I actually really enjoyed my time in it. And even when I was playing it for 2-3 hours at a time, I felt totally immersed in the actual game. And obviously the mysteries of people that you had to find. My only criticism of the game, for me, would be that I think certain things like being able to fly the ship and certain other things that you have to do, I do think they've a little bit overly complicated the actual control system in flying the ship. Or there was a particular mission where you had to find this, you had to hack these satellites, and you had these pirate ships. Obviously, they're much higher than you. So basically, if they attack, you can actually change it. So you could go in stealth and get the information, or you could go guns blazing, which I'm guessing was going to have repercussions if you do that. And when you go guns blazing, because the enemies are a higher level than what you are, and especially if it was 2 or 3 of them, you would get torn apart. And I thought this element and what you had to do to get it was clever, but then it was a bit complicated in trying to implement it. Basically, if you shut off if you divert your weapons and your shields, so that you can fly in really slow, the enemies can't hear you. The idea of it, I think, was great in terms of so that you can sneak in and, you know, and then put everything back. You level your shields and weapons back up once you've got the information. But it was working out how to actually do it, which on stream, and on you'll see in the video part, was a bit, you know, on my part, took a while to get a hang of. But once I got the hang of it, it was kind of plain sailing. And then going to the planets and taking on these pirates and finding new weapons and things to sell. Again, even understanding the system of, you know, selling items. The way that they formulate it in this game is, I think, was again, as the rerunning theme was to me, that made it a little bit more complicated. In games such as Mass Effect, when you needed to find things or sell weapons, it was or any other items that you need, it was a lot easier. It was a lot more straightforward in Mass Effect, in my opinion. You could just walk into playing, let's say, whether it's Mass Effect 1 or even Mass Effect 2, playing the game and knowing what to do with the game. And I found that system, the way they did the system in that game, a lot easier. Although I know I think it's not the same people doing it, but I found the system in that a lot easier to do. But my overall thought system on the game was that I actually enjoyed it. Again, it's something that you kind of, for me, you would benefit if you had like a really big flat screen 4K TV, in terms of the level of the detail to the graphics, where I think you would really kind of really get the most out of the actual game. But for the most part, for the short time I played it, I really, enjoyed it. And then they put Rise of the Tomb Raider on Game Pass as well, and I tried that out. That was great. Although I do have the game physically on for the PS4, and then another thing that I wanted to mention, that there's been some games, for example, like Resident Evil 2. Obviously that's on Resident Evil 2 Remake, should I say? It's on Game Pass, and I was playing it on Xbox. Although I do have the game on PS4, and obviously, I don't know if most people know, but with Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, there actually is a free PS5 upgrade. I didn't mind playing it again. Not playing it again because I haven't played the PS4 version. I didn't mind playing it on Xbox because then it gave me a feel of understanding, and a way of not only being able to practice the game in a sense, but also you unlock achievements in the game which go towards your gamer points. So that's why sometimes I'll play, whether it's I'm playing it in my own time on Xbox or the game's on Xbox and on Game Pass, and I already own the game, I'll play it sometimes multiple times on one system and another system, because obviously you get, although I physically own it, you get the gamer points on Xbox, and obviously you get the achievements on the PlayStation. So when it comes to playing Resident Evil 2 Remake properly, I will be playing that on the PS4 via the PS5, and obviously I'll have a better understanding now of knowing what to do and where to find things, because obviously I've played it on PS5 Xbox Series X, similar to Dead Space Remake when I played that on via the EA Plays app. Managed to complete it because I got it twice on PS5, and then I played it on Xbox as well. So I've completed it on both systems. Although I do want to own the physical copy of those games anyway. But obviously with it being when it was on Game Pass on Xbox, obviously, and I had it for over a month, to give me the opportunity to play it. So now when I do a proper playthrough of Dead Space Remake, I know exactly what to do. Although it does play, these terms of the structure of the missions are exactly the same as the original Dead Space on Xbox 360 and the PS3. Although, and we've added optional missions, obviously upgrades to the weapons. But yeah, I will be doing a playthrough of Dead Space Remake, whether or not I get the game physically. Although I have seen it on some people advertising that where they managed to get Dead Space Remake for £5. Lucky them. So yeah, I'm trying to hope this year, obviously, that I want to do more video gameplays of what I have been doing, some, especially when I've been streaming off of YouTube, off of Twitch, should I say. So look out for some, although it may not be the latest games like Tekken 8, although I need to do the demo of that with the story mode. And obviously I know most people are doing the proper story mode with the full game, I might need to do that as well. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. So I really want to do, so in terms of like video gameplays, it's going to be some new games, some games that are quite recent, and then some classic games that I've got in my collection that I do want to play. So it's just sometimes I need to be in a particular mood or energy to play with certain games, because sometimes I'll feel like I want to do a driving game, or then it's a puzzle game, then it's a survival horror. So it depends on the mood I'm in terms of the games in which I want to play. But yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more video gameplay of video games in the foreseeable future, and that's obviously right with this year as well. I've done quite a few videos where I've done some beauty products with the Customs Creations, and people seem to like those videos in terms of the views. So, and I've just uploaded a new one in regards to the shower gel. I need to do a follow-up video because of obviously after using it, so keep a lookout for that. I did a review of one of the Amazon Prime drinks. Not Amazon Prime, sorry, the Prime drinks, should I say. I did a review of that, and I only did them if I swore blind or didn't know what the fuss was all about. I only got them because they were dirt cheap, and I got two more, and the one I uploaded was the Tropical Punch. I've got two other flavours, which I think one is lime and I think one is mango. So I need to do the reviews of those two other drinks, and yeah, to see what my thoughts are. But yeah, I won't give you a spoiler as to what my thoughts were with the first Tropical Punch drink. So you can watch the video to keep an eye out for that. I need to upload a lot of my Christmas pickups. Because there's been a couple that have come after Christmas, so although they're basically I got them out of the Christmas money that I got given. I've just used them to buy a couple of stuff, so keep an eye out for that, because I've got quite a few stuff to showcase. Quite a few more video games that I got, and some really good ones, and ones that the franchises that I really like, so keep an eye out for that. People have liked my DC greatest events. I had somebody leave a comment saying that they really like the book. I do have some books where they're superhero related and movie related that I got from Forbidden Planet over the last couple of months, so keep an eye out for that. I've got to do those. I did a rant video in regards to Specsavers. That's still, the problem with them now is still kind of ongoing. Although I know that you can get the prescription and take your glasses elsewhere, but it's just, for me, it was just the basic customer service, which seems to be not just with them, but a similar thing I had with Asda as well a couple of weeks ago, with they keep putting up displays of games that they don't have, and then they'll put some games where it'll say unavailable, which is fine because you know it's not there. I mean, there's some other games you think it's there, but it's not, and then they'll say to you, oh, it's not in there, but it's still displaying it. And even if you go back there a week later, they're still displaying the game like they still got it. I've complained to them several times, and they're still so that's got a bit sloppy. So yeah, that's customer service in general with them. So I've had to do that. Things like I recently just uploaded my iPhone 15 Pro, although that didn't get a lot of views. My brother's one with the Pro Max, 15 Pro Max did. It's been like a month so far with that phone, and I'm loving it. I'll probably do a follow-up video on that. All I can say is I am loving the actual phone itself. It just reminds me of the 12 Pro, which I'm currently filming with now, but just a lot lighter, and obviously especially with the titanium body, and then with the dynamic island that's in it, the way it's been used in all the different iPhone apps. I think that's kind of been ingenious in the way they've done it, and even the camera itself, it's a much better camera in terms of doing 4K footage or even normal photography. It's actually really good, and then the battery life my 15 Pro is actually really good, and obviously the new action button, which I've just used it as the default. I haven't mapped it to anything special, but yeah, I'll probably do a follow-up video on that. Similar thing with my iWatch Series 9, my still 45mm, because I went for the biggest screen, just because my eyesight's obviously easy to kind of read it, and I'm absolutely loving the iWatch at the moment, and it's got the GPRS and cellular functionality, even though the cellular part isn't on. Obviously, without if you have the cellular option on, you can leave your phone at home and if someone's phoning you, you can take the call wherever you are with the phone. But obviously, with the GPRS, the GPS, if the phone is near you and it rings, so the phone could be upstairs and you're downstairs, you can take a call on your watch, because obviously it's still in range. I've actually done a phone call via the watch, and it was absolutely brilliant. The only thing the first thing that came to my mind when I first did a phone call, and it reminded me of the TV series Knight Rider, where Michael Knight would talk via his comm watch whenever he was talking to Kit when he needed help. Kind of reminded me of that. Although I was a kid, I didn't think we would ever get technology like that. Although in this show it was fake, but knowing that you're able to do that in real life is absolutely amazing. I'm loving the fact, the only thing I'm not used to is obviously when you're walking, I mean, you set like a certain criteria as to what you want to, your achievement in terms of exercising, and how many walks or steps you're taking. And then the only thing I'm not used to is that if you set in your broken a new record for the amount of exercising you've done, exercising for me, it's walking. Although it thinks I'm exercising, you get like every minute you get like a little jolt, telling you that you've done a new achievement and congratulating you. And I'm still not used to the little jolt. Then things like being able to taking your blood pressure, I've done that when I thought my blood pressure was really bad, and it actually really helped. But in terms of, you can obviously changed the watch face. I thought that was really kind of good. And the fact that the way you update the software is that you have to do it via whichever phone you've got linked to it, and it does it via Bluetooth, right, via the phone to the watch. It is absolutely amazing. So I'm absolutely loving it. It's, for me, of all, it's probably for me out of all, I still love having the iPhone 15 Pro, and I'm enjoying that particular device. If you had to ask out of the two, what's been my favorite Apple device out of the two, I would definitely say it's definitely for me is the iWatch. Absolutely really loving it, and they did give me a gift voucher at the time because doing it with Black Friday, so I might get another watch strap. So the watch straps are usually, you get the sports ones are about £50. They gave me a £40 gift voucher, so it only just means I have to pay £10. And all you do is you scratch off whatever the serial number is, and then obviously you redeem it. But I think you can do it by the website, so you don't necessarily have to go all the way to an Apple store to do it. So yeah, we'll definitely be getting another strap for it. I'm thinking maybe the mulberry colour. That looks like a deep wine red. Well, that's the way I look at it. So I might get that, and when I do, we'll do an unboxing of that and put it on it. And then one of the great things was setting it up to link to your phone, because originally I had it. Before I had I got the watch before the 15 Pro, so I had it synced to the 12 Pro, which is also the device I'm using now. And then, so I was using it on that. And then when I got the 15 Pro, I changed it to the 15 Pro, obviously. And it was to link it. It was really, really, really easy in terms of customizing on what you want and what to do. And even when you get the different watch faces, you can change the colors of the watch faces. That's absolutely really great. So in a sense, it's like, you know, like when you get those Swatch watches where you can get the different designs of, designs where you can, obviously, you've got the fluorescent bands and the different watch faces. Obviously with the iWatch you can change the bands. Obviously the Apple ones are expensive, as I said in the video, so you can custom. What I do like it, you can customize the strap and obviously the watch face at the same time. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving the iWatch. Again, it's one to me, actually really like it. I watched a couple of movies. I've watched Fast X, which I need to do a in-depth review on. And I recently watched The Batman, which I can show you, which I was watched on, you can see on Blu-ray, which I did an unboxing of this, and I will be doing a review of this as well. All I can say, what I will say, without doing it too much of a spoiler, absolutely loved it. And although I've obviously watched it on Blu-ray, the film, to me, I'm hazarding a guess that film's going to look absolutely beautiful on 4K. So if I ever get a 4K TV, knock on wood, I definitely would buy the 4K version of that. So we'll do a review of that. I'll try at some point. I can't promise when, but we will do stuff like that. Then obviously, this I haven't uploaded yet. I did a video, because normally when I do the new comic videos, I don't normally speak, because obviously I haven't read the story anyway, unless it's something special. I managed to get issue 800 of The Flash, which I mentioned in the video. Basically, my brother has a comic collection, and it wasn't put down on his order, so it was hunting around for it. And then I managed to find it on Forbidden Planet, and there was problems with that. And then eventually I did find it on eBay, issue 800. So I actually, with that particular issue, I do actually speak on that issue, because obviously in terms of the history of the Flash, and in particular the Wally West character, and obviously the hoops that I had to jump through in terms of getting that particular issue 800, which was a complete pain in the backside. So keep an eye out for that video, because I've just recently uploaded issue 799, obviously, which leads up to that. So I'll keep an eye on that. So basically, so yeah, I'll say just keep an eye out for more video unboxings, food and drink reviews, and in terms of beauty products as well. Follow-up videos on certain items. Trying to do more comic book stuff. I really need to start work on doing graphic novels and stuff like that. So I really need to do that and try to do more YouTube shorts, because that seems to be the popular thing now that gets you the views. Speaking of subs and views, my views on my videos have been going up. So big thank you, whether or not you're subscribed to my channel or not. I just want to say thank you. It really means a lot. getting the views, and also to the subs. Obviously, I've said this a million times before, just for Christmas, we hit over the 500 subs, and now we're pushing on to nearly, we're nearly halfway to 600 subs now. So it's just be onwards and upwards in terms of the growth of my channel, and that's really really taking me aback and really heartwarming, especially when you see these bigger YouTubers who obviously they're professional and they've got the equipment to do what they have to do, and I don't envy them in any shape or form. It's a standard I want to get to one day. Never thought, obviously starting off with 12 to 13 subs, and now to where I am now. Again, I really appreciate that. Again, for me, it was something that I just initially why I wanted to do YouTube, and maybe I might do a more in-depth video about this. You know, like for me, it was just something. It was just a hobby. Or you know, like sometimes you can have a hobby, like you can see my Blu-ray collection and my superhero stuff, and sometimes it's good, you know, like you have hobbies of things that you like, and it's being able to share them with other people, and hopefully it resonates with other people that maybe are love movies and TV shows and superhero stuff, and they like it and go, yeah, that's why I liked it. Or maybe you inspire other people to do YouTube, or to, you know, to watch the films or the video games or the superhero stuff that you like, you know, because especially with like comics, where like comics now is a dying thing now, obviously with everything being on electronically now. And for me, I still love comics, but my heart is more so in the 90s comics, but I still love comics more or less. And although it's a dying art form, I still love being able to share my passion for comics just as much as I did when I was a kid to where I am now. So it's been being able to share stuff, and also the fact that, you know, that there are other people, there could be people that are going through a bad period in their life, where it's a death in family. I've had multiple deaths of them recently, people will well know, or illnesses that people are going through, you know, people going through depression, and sometimes you need to sometimes you need to see things that are positive, and sometimes that are uplifting and entertaining, to take you out of that bad period and what you kind of go through. And that's what I did with other YouTubers when I was going through bad times of depressing times. I would watch the YouTubers that I loved and entertained, and it would sit there and bring a smile to my face and make me feel a little bit better. And that's why sometimes it kind of upsets me when, whether it's to do with movies, video games, or even sports, where you see some of these YouTubers that are so negative, especially now, and I'm not going to call out anybody, but you see some of these right-wing YouTubers that seem to be angry about everything. And I do feel that there's room for criticism, especially constructive criticism. But it's when these people are just being negative, and it just takes the whole, it's like a vacuum. It sucks out the whole being able to enjoy yourself or take enjoyment in something. For me, as you can see, it was movies, where even as a young child, I loved watching TV shows, like especially the 80s, where you had like Knight Rider and the A-Team and Airwolf and Street Hawk. And obviously by today's standards, it's very cheesy, but it was that form of entertainment where, especially if you're going for a bad period, or whether or not you were, you know, like, were poor and struggling, and watching these things for me was a way of taking your mind off of things. And it's a similar thing as to why I got into comics and why I loved them. And I've said the story before, but again, we'll maybe doing it in the future. But yeah, and that's why for me, I did YouTube for the love of it. Yes, would it be nice if you can get things given to you from big companies? Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Would it be nice to be sponsored and, you know, get donations? Yes. Would it be nice to sit there and to make a full-time living in it? Yes. All these for me are bonuses. I mean, that, you know, that it'd be nice to get later along the line. But for me, most importantly, it's just that sense of enjoyment. For me, was the way I do it. And especially when you're seeing that people are liking what you're doing, and you're seeing your sub count grow, and maybe, as I said, well, you're entertaining somebody that's going through a bad time in life. I just saw a video about this YouTuber who I've never heard of. It just came from the YouTube algorithm. It's about this guy who's got 3 months to live because he's got stage 4 bowel cancer. And then you actually, and then you genuinely see the emotions coming from the guy. I don't even know the guy, and the tears and you know, the guy crying, and even not only the fact that he's got three months to live, but the fact that the amount of support that he's getting from his subscribers in terms of supporting him, and the tears of joy and the tears of sadness. And it just brings, you know, for me, not trying to get emotional, because obviously as far I lost 2 cousins in the space of a year. You kind of realise that how kind of short life can be, and how privileged that you are. So to all the people who have subscribed to my channel, a big thank you to all of you, whether you're a recently subscriber or an old subscriber. A big thank you, because I think sometimes a lot of these YouTubers get big and they either don't help the smaller YouTubers, or they forget in terms of where they came from. Because as I've always said, without the viewers and the people subscribe, and even if you don't watch every video, or even if you don't subscribe, even in terms of the viewership, without the people viewing your videos and subscribing to your channel, people like me, I wouldn't be where I am from 13 to over 500 plus subs. So a big thank you to everybody, and this will definitely give me the impetus to keep striving, even when there's times when I don't feel up to wanting to do it. But yeah, big thank you. Anyway, just a little bit of a longer vlog for this month, but yeah, it's February the 2nd over here, and I'll see you again on the next vlog, which will be obviously going to be in March. So have a nice February wherever you are in the world.